Hi, good morning. It's indeed a pleasure to be in this venerable institution amongst so many dignitaries. Thank you for the opportunity for me to be here. Everybody today is dreaming of something beyond the ordinary. An extraordinary career, an extraordinary life, an extraordinary legacy. And most people live in this myth that to be able to go beyond the ordinary, to achieve great things in life, you need these earth-shattering, groundbreaking successes. You need to do extraordinary things. But here's a truth people seldom tell you. To be able to achieve and go beyond the ordinary, you don't have to do extraordinary things. You have to actually do very ordinary things extraordinarily. What does that mean? You don't go faster. You don't have to go meaner, leaner. Sometimes you just have to show up with more intention, with more courage, with more consistency. A lot of people ask me, Teja, who's been the greatest influence in your life? And they're probably expecting me to say my parents, my family, my friends, my mentors, my leaders. And when they hear who I share my most influence, the biggest influencer in my life, some people laugh, some people get shocked, some people get surprised, a few get offended as well. The influencer that has had the most impact on my life, and make no mistake, I am the product of my parents, my friends, my mentors, all their blood, sweat, and tears on me over the years. Make no mistake about that. But the one influencer that has truly had an impact on how I live my life and how I approach life, and how now I coach thousands of professionals across the globe, this influencer never came from a boardroom. This influencer didn't come from Harvard. For all I know, this influencer didn't even send anything on LinkedIn. The biggest influencer that I've had in my life was Scruffy. Yes, as you can see, he was a Labrador. Came into my life a few years ago, and it was never the same ever after that. He did not have a resume, but he had impact. Many years ago, before Scruffy came into my life, I was like most of the other career professionals on a career treadmill, running faster every day, getting tired, but not really going ahead anywhere. More work, more stress, more comparisons, more time waiting for validations from somebody else. That car that I wanted to buy, nobody cared after a week. Those shoes that I spent so much money on, nobody complimented beyond one day. And it almost seemed like that next promotion didn't matter after I actually got it, because I was always stressed out, always burnt out, and I didn't know if I was happy. And that's when this fellow came into my life and taught me a lot of things that most leaders in the organization today fail to master. So I'm going to show you a framework that I've put together that I call the GROW framework. This is a conglomerate of all that I've learned in my life. I use this to help thousands of professionals grow in their careers today. And it is not, again, an earth-shattering, groundbreaking things. It's in those tiny, noticeable things that actually propel you and give you exponential growth in your life. And I call them the GROW framework as well. Generate energy, repeat with consistency, own the questions, and work your role upwards. You see, Scruffy never entered the room silently. He always came in with this bundle of energy, tail wagging, shaking his body. It didn't matter if it was a beggar, a courier boy, a family member, or a thief. He would welcome them all the same way, the same energy. And that, my friends, is the biggest difference between being present in this room right now and showing your presence felt. Let me hear from you. Show me your presence to me right now. How are you alive today? Show it to me. Clap your hands, shout, do whatever it takes. People don't usually clap for me after my speeches, so this is one way I beg for it. But Imagine what just happened to you when you clapped, when you shouted, when you did not care what the person sitting next to you is really worried about or not. Go to a mall next time and observe that credit card sales guy who is going to every single person with the same amount of energy, irrespective of being rejected by 99 people out of the 100 people he goes to. You know why? Because it's that one person that responds to that makes his sale, that makes his career move forward a little bit. When I look at people showing up with energy, they don't just show up physically. They show up with intent. They show up fully. Your vibe is louder than your resume. How many times have I told this to so many professionals? Don't just list all your activities and whatever you've done in your careers on your resume. Tell them the impact you've had in every single one of those occurrences where you worked. That is what is going to get you noticed amongst the crowd. Go to that meeting anyway, even if you have nothing to contribute. When you have nothing to contribute to a conversation, acknowledge people's contribution. Praise them for the impact that they've had, but show up anyway. And that is the need of the hour today. The next thing I want to talk about is consistency. Scruffy didn't need reminders. 7:30 was his walking time. He was there at 7:30. 6 o'clock is his feeding time. He was there at 4, waiting for his food. But he showed up with absolute consistency. Respond to that message anyway. Respond to every email that comes into your inbox. Of course, if it's a scam or a spam message, delete that. Don't respond to that. But respond anyway. Because you know what? Big dreams can only be possible with tiny, noticeable, small actions that you do every day. If you want to become a TEDx speaker and be here, because some people ask me, how do I become a speaker, Teja? Forget TEDx, I want to be a public speaker. I tell them, start today not with a 1-hour script. Start with your 30-second opening line. Practice that today, tomorrow, day after. Then increase it to 1 paragraph. Then increase it to another paragraph. And you know what? In a month, there cannot be any other better speaker than you around you. Tiny actions, big dreams. And that is what Scruffy taught me. It didn't matter to him what I wore, how I smelled, how I looked. He showed up consistently with energy to spread love and what he wanted from me, which was food, usually. Small habits and consistency, I always keep saying this, the only way to beat excellence, because not everybody is excellent, let's be honest. There can only be one topper in school or in college. Not everybody is excellent, but I'll tell you a tip. To beat excellence, you need consistency, that's all. Consistency beats excellence any day. And that's something that I've learned from Scruffy as well. Now, Scruffy had another peculiar habit, like any other dog. They only remember about 300 words ever in their life. So Scruffy never understood long sentences. So the moment I give him a new instruction, he wouldn't blindly follow. He would pause, stop, sit down, and tilt his head to say, what the hell are you talking to me about? Which means he just blindly did not follow trends. And that's what I see most professionals do today. Just because 100 others are doing the same thing, don't just do it, question it. I see professionals in organizations just follow their bosses, wait for instructions, they repeat, and after 5 years of their career, after spending 14 hours traveling and working in the office away from their families, they realize, I haven't come too far. Well, that's because you followed. The best things in the world come to those who ask the right questions. Great leaders don't provide easy answers. They ask tough questions. And we live in the world of AI today. Answers are everywhere. They are on ChatGPT, they are on AI. Google gives you infinite results. The future skill that is going to help the future generations, including the current one, is your ability to ask the right question. Because when you ask the right question, the answers are already available there. So if you want to be successful in life, if you want to unlock that exponential career growth, stop answering and start asking more. Because the more questions you ask, the more you learn. And that's something that I learned from Scruffy. One of the things that I noticed about Scruffy as he got older is he couldn't do a lot of things that he otherwise was really good at. But he didn't stop. He didn't curl into a little bundle and go in the corner. He started trying to figure out anything that he can give us back as extra value. So he would spend more time sitting with us, being a part of our conversations, even if he didn't understand anything. He would just try to do his best to be a part of our lives, even though he couldn't do much, walk much, because he was getting old. A lot of times today, people are asking me, Teja, I'm not finding that job. I'm a fresher, I don't find that job. Or I've been spending 8, 9 years on this role as a professional, I'm unable to grow. And I tell them, before you look for the next promotion or that next role that you're looking for, are you sure you've done enough in your current role? Have you stretched your potential that you can achieve? If you're a student, if you're a science student, don't wait for that internship, for that internship letter. Don't wait for that job. Go solve a problem that you can in your hostel. Build an app. If you're a commerce student, don't wait for somebody to come and give you a job. Go make taxations and do accounting for your own family. Or better still, find a small store near your house. Go help them out, digitize and digitally transform into a better business. Because people who are absolutely clear about their purpose and their career goal don't wait for somebody else's validation. They go find their own experience. I keep saying this, freshers don't need experience. What they need is opportunities to showcase their skills, and you can do that yourself. And that's what most professionals don't do. And I've learned that from Scruffy. A few years ago, Scruffy passed away. And with him, I just not lost a good friend, but I also lost a mentor. Because he taught me that it doesn't matter how much you know, how much you understand. Because if you look around, the jobs don't go to the most qualified people. I challenge you to research this. It doesn't go to the person who is the most qualified, right? It goes to the person who's made the most impact. Which means, the next time you're writing your resume, don't tell me how many certifications you've completed. Tell me what the hell happened because of those certifications. What did you do to make an impact? If you're sitting in the appraisal next time with your boss, don't come and tell me how many hours you worked on weekends. Tell me what happened because of those amount of hours you put into that work. That is what gets you ahead. It's not always excellence. It's consistency, it's visibility, and more importantly, it's being true to yourself of what you want in life. And that's something that I've learned from Scruffy and all the other dogs I now have in my life. I have a few, trust me. So, the next time you feel stuck in life, of course, use the grow. Generate that energy every time you enter. Be consistent with what you're doing. Own the questions, and of course, work your way up. Whatever you're doing, stretch that. Utilize the full potential. But if you're still unsure how you can progress in life, the secret I tell you, do what I do. Just ask yourselves this question, what would Scruffy do? Thank you. Good luck, my friends. Do well.